Hello, Internet, and welcome back to Elegant Magicks, the good society tale of incantations and infatuations in Bexley under Mount Whitebridge. Yes! It gets easier every time. Welcome, welcome. For those of you coming back to us live, hello. Welcome back. For those of you perhaps joining us live or catching this on YouTube completely out of sequence, I'm sorry. You might be very confused, and maybe you should go back and watch the other episodes of this on the YouTubes, as well as previous episodes of pretty much everything we've ever done on this channel, all available on the GGK YouTubes. We're here several nights a week, pretty much every night of the week except for Mondays and Wednesdays at this point. The next time you shall see us on this channel will be tomorrow, Friday at 8 o'clock Eastern. We've got some Neon Souls action, some cyberpunk goodness. That is the Cypher system. Val runs that one. A couple of us are in that. Come check that out. They are just gonna be ripping down consumer capitalism as we know it. So a rom-com, really. Come check it out. And we have also a lovely Discord and a brand new server. It's an RP server called GGK Worlds. Come play with us. It's based around D&D 5e, more specifically Humblewood. We're all a bunch of woodland creatures. And we are, well, I made the comment earlier that I may inadvertently be dating this server. I didn't mean for it to happen, but it did. Please come and have fun with us if you are interested.
The server itself, or
hey, you know what? I'm an
maybe
open
I've
person.
missed a lot since I last checked in there.
Get you a man who looks at you like Sid looks at GGK Worlds.
Anyway, I'm gonna stop embarrassing myself on the internet. What's the difference? And I'm gonna let these lovely people talk. Please tell me and our lovely people watching right now, and also, you know, the world at large, who you are, where we can find you on the internet, and who you playing tonight, and what the heck do they want? Let's go ahead and start with Val.
Hello, everybody. I'm just realizing that I don't have the stuff up for this game, but I think I can wing this. I am Val at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. I'm here all the time, pretty much whenever we're live. I'm here streaming or running a game. Next, I'll be running Neon Souls tomorrow at 8 o'clock Eastern Time, as Sid has pointed out. And I will also be running Saturday Night's Apocalypse this weekend. We're going to be playing the Prince of the Apocalypse campaign loosely. They're about to try to recruit King Kong to fight Godzilla. So, yeah, it's
exactly like the module.
Exactly like the module. Just like Crawford intended. I don't remember. Perkins intended. Whoever wrote this module, I don't remember. Anyway, so come join us for that. Tonight, I will be playing Layrd Avalon Cross, who is the socialite, and their desire is to, I don't remember the exact wording because I'm still getting pulled up, but to fuck over their family is essentially how it goes. That's me.
Excellent. Savvy.
Hello. I'm Savvy. Before I introduce myself so I don't forget, we've already had a redemption in the chat for a token, and it's for RJ. For Jarvis. Thank you.
Token as a
Who
treat.
redeemed it? Weiss. Monarch Weiss. Thank you. But hello, I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on the internets. You can find me here pretty much whenever this channel is live. And you can also find me for the next couple of weeks at least on Monday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/Colonomicon playing A-State. And on Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time on twitch.tv/LBHack'emUp playing Monster of the Week. But I'm not doing that today. Today, I am playing Jessamine Booker, the tutor, to one Miss Morgan Cross, and her desire is to restore your family name and resume your place in society. Oh, and I got these new gloves.
They can only be Briar. Next up, I believe, it's RJ.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ, but you can catch me at rjustice22 on Twitter and Twitch. Today I'll be playing Mr. Jarvis Hawke, who is a... Oh yeah, you can catch me on the interwebs. I'll post live whenever. Jarvis Hawke! And his desire is to receive proposals from or to make successful proposals to at least 2 eligible houses. So let's see if I can't swim the neighborhood. Or swindle the neighborhood.
Both.
Why don't both?
¿Quién no los dos?
Took the words right out of my mouth. Alex, last but not least.
Hello, I'm Alex, OMG It's Some Guy on the internet. You can find me on this channel approximately half the time that it's live. Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays, this Saturday being one of those sometimes. But in tonight's game, I am Mr. Bernard Sinclair, the foreign new arrival. He's the secret oil tycoon from America, and his desire is to enter into a marriage with someone who truly loves you without revealing your hidden wealth.
I'm truly loved and have a hidden wealth of pizza. Thank you, Matt. And I'm Christina Sid. You can find me on the Twitters at Greek Sid. I'm here a couple nights a week running this game. I'm in Val's Neon Souls game. I'm here on Sundays for that there old, what's that old thing? Slaying 101. We've been playing it for 8 million years. And it just gets better every week. But yeah, this week as well, you can also find me over on Stella Luna. I'm playing in a charity stream there where I get to play this game. I'm so excited. I get to play some good society, for Valentine's Day. All for charity. That's at 2 o'clock Eastern this upcoming Saturday at twitch.tv/Stella Luna. Come check it out. I'm a hedonist, but not in the way that you'd think. It should be fun. So come check that out. For right now, however, I think we should do a quick recap of what the heck happened last time we played this lovely, lovely game of ours. Last time on Elegant Magicks, we were in the middle of a snazzy shindig. We were at the Auricular Matchmaker's ball of sorts. Everyone's dance cards were filled out in advance because, psychics, magic, and everyone had some fun dancing with each other and some other interesting characters, such as a water sprite, a vampire, I believe a duke, also just the largest, handsomest, some sort of Sealy Court member ever, and his name is Tact, so he's a nice guy. We had some very interesting conversations with each other as well, even coming to a tentative sort of trust arrangement with Avalon and Ms. Booker, which was, of course, then immediately shattered by me. No, by
By you. I just wanted to say it was Sid. Sid immediately unraveled it.
It was drama. I'm sorry, I couldn't resist. It was gonna happen eventually. That one moment just felt perfect to put it in. Anyway, so yeah, now Avalon is back to being very suspicious of Miss Booker for good reason, because apparently Miss Booker, they ain't no bookers around. Have not been able to find any of them their bookers, so they are suspicious. They made their way home, had lovely time, an adorable time with Morrigan. I believe the other lads got up to some shenanigans. But more, I believe more interesting letters were sent. I believe Morrigan sent a letter to Mr. Hailstrom as well, and it was also adorable. But basically secured her own invitation, potentially as well, to some sort of Sealy Court opening season festivities, which sounded very interesting, as Avalon had also been invited by Mr. Hailstrom. And some, again, more cryptic letters were sent out to various folks, including another inquiry into Ms. Booker. And Avalon, I believe, also set up the opportunity to do some digging into Ms. Booker at the college itself. So that should be interesting as well. Did I miss any pertinent information? I think that's it. Yeah. So, I thought we would start off this new novel chapter is going to be some visitations. I know we didn't get to really chat much beforehand because, well, people in Chicago forget how to drive when snow's on the ground, and I apologize for that, so I didn't get to put that together for you guys. But even spur of the moment, are there any particular visitations that come to mind to start?
Can I spend a resolve token?
Out of the gate, yes. Let's start this shindig right. What would you like to spend a resolve token on?
Basically, Jarvis is hanging out in the, like, quote-unquote teacher's lounge of the wizard college, and he overhears someone talking about their work, researching into one Miss Jessamine Booker.
I think that this would more greatly affect Avalon, because I'm sure they would also probably brag about how they were sent upon this particular endeavor by the great Layrd, Avalon Cross. Val, are you amenable to this?
Okay, so what's the token for it? So that somebody contacts
your contact that you
Miss-
had sent to continue to do some digging for you at the college lets it slip in earshot of Mr. Hawke that they are doing this on behalf of you.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know, if it was something that Savannah's character was going to find out or Jarvis's right away.
Jarvis.
I will negotiate that.
Please do.
That Jarvis hears about it, but does not know who it is that requested that.
Are we comfortable with this?
Yeah. Because my next resolve token being blown is for Jarvis to break into the school archives to forge some documents.
Oh. All right, let's resolve the first one first. Val, go ahead and take your token while I wrap my brain around this. Okay. Val takes.
You just trying to undermine my good plan?
Jarvis knew her first.
Okay, so you would like for Jarvis to be able to break into the school archives and add additional things to the record keeping for Jessamine Blackwood?
Yes.
Okay. Such as?
Yeah, this is... I assume this is also be negotiating with me, because this is immediately...
This is what your source would be finding,
I'm
yes.
dumping all my tokens into you, so have fun with those later.
You should really ask first.
Sorry.
So here's my question: like, how far are you going into? Because what he now hold on, the person that Avalon sent
already gave you information. There
was to look for anyone that would have matched Miss Booker's description, or anyone that would have been in the company of Mr. Jarvis during his time at the academy, around the same year, that would have matched the description of Miss Booker, age and and whatnot. So are you trying to like fully erase any sign of her, or what is the?
Or are you just trying to fuck with whoever is looking for her? Is more the vibe that I'm getting. Are you just trying to like mess with whoever is looking for more information?
Maybe I'll redact that. I'll talk to Jessamine later. Someone's looking out for her.
Okay.
Someone fitting her description.
I have no problem. Like, here would be my thing. You would need to, if you're gonna completely like take out a file on her, you need to do some negotiation with Val on that one.
Yeah.
If you wanted to add some shit to it, like,
Because here's my thought: is that if you remove a file, something is missing, and somebody's gonna would be able to figure out whose file was missing from that, if there was no like redundancy or anything to this bureaucratic system at the school. So yeah, I mean, if that's where you want to go,
hold on. Let me let RJ turn off his goblin brain real quick and turn on Jarvis brain.
Because my brain is like, I want to see this happen because this is what's going to lead to the confrontation of Avalon finally figuring out like what's happening with Jessamine.
But it could be really fun for adding to the file something like vaguely ominous and ridiculous, like she had some terrifying prophecy and some vague inklings about what that was, or like if you wanted to like add fodder in there. That
I mean, I would either say like that, or it was like you got the file, but whatever you did to get in there, it was not clean, and like they're gonna like it's gonna get traced back to Jarvis is the one that took it.
Yeah, I've got some negative tag space to go. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
As long as so you've got the information, but it's gonna get found out that Jarvis is the one that
Jarvis was messing around in the
archives,
in the
basically.
files, in the archives.
I can work with that because that just delays a little more, gives some more like, build up to it.
Yeah.
But also doesn't like completely remove that as a source of potential drama.
Nope.
So you get 2 tokens.
But RJ gets one back because you've been gifted another one by the chat. Thanks.
Hey.
I'll make a spider.
Thanks, Mega.
Mega.
I believe the message said something along the lines of, RJ, take them all, you madman.
Wonderful. All right, so we have negotiated. We've put it together. I love negotiation. We're usually all just like on the same wavelength all the time. We're like, yes, fuck me up. But I like that we're negotiating this as well. Yeah. Another lovely facet of this game. Okay, so we have agreed that Jarvis will go into the archives. Jarvis will take said information about Jessamine Blackwood, but didn't do the best of jobs, so it will eventually get back that Jarvis was messing around in the archives and is responsible. Cool. I'm just gonna put, that sledgehammer in my back pocket.
I've got the perfect gift for this.
You remember this? Pop! Just later. As a treat. Now that those are out of the way, visitations? Anyone?
Well, Avalon's intended visitation was to go to the academy to visit.
Yes, of course.
So might not be a long one now, but
fair.
that is. I forgot their name. Professor Camilla
Wilmore.
Yeah, or one of her staff. So.
Okay, I have an idea for this. So, did we name this person? Yes, we did. Ms. Ayers. Okay, Ms. Ayers was the one at the college doing your work here for you. I will say this. I will say Avalon arrives at the sort of prearranged time, intending, quote unquote, for the professor to take them around. However, something does come up, and the professor gives their regards. It just comes with the territory, my lad, that inevitably something will pop up. However, I have secured the goodwill and faith of yes, Ms. Az, yes. She would be happy to bring me around to see whatever you may need. If you have any questions, please just send me along a correspondence. But I must be going. Miss Az will attend to you. Let me know if there's anything else we may do. Have a wonderful time at the college.
Thank you, Professor. Turns to Miss Ayres. Miss Ayres, I appreciate your continued help in this matter.
With sort of a knowing smile, she'll nod at them. Of course, my lad. Well, shall we? Was there anything in particular you were interested in? Our libraries are quite well renowned, and so she'll sort of loudly say that while the professor leaves. Once the professor's out of earshot, I was able to get around into the archives. Shall we?
Yes. Lead the way. And as Avalon is walking, we'll make polite conversation so that crowds of people are, anyone eavesdropping or something will be, we'll hear about, oh, it's been some time since I've actually been to the college. We've only came here for some supplemental studies during my tutelage. Of course, I had private instructors back home, so.
Oh, of course.
And asks questions about, and what on earth is that for? And it's a dorm room or something. And
well, this sculpture has actually been here since the 1640s. Yeah.
Just follows along until we get to the archive room.
You are brought to the archival room. Not only is everything on paper, there are as well various places to keep things, such as psychic predictions and prophecies and various other sundries of that nature. There are kept magical experiments, the ones that can be kept, that are kept in the archives, things that various students have done. It's a little dusty, but it's also a buzz in there. It's definitely not quiet with everything going on. But Ms. Ayres will lead you to a particular section from a couple of years ago, going chronologically. And she'll sort of wave an arm. I believe this is what you should be looking for.
Can I either spend a token if I need to, or just will into existence a bit of like magical technology here, that if for like the student records, that maybe there is a plaque or some sort of like engraved section of like every student that has attended the university over the years, and like it's something like prestigious, like part of their records and their archives keepings and stuff. But in order to call forward any like documents like for specific students and like getting like records or like things that they worked on, somebody need only like touch a name on this magical engraving, and it like will summon from this infinite archive the paperwork that you're looking for, like the documents, anything corresponding to that person's name.
Have you basically created like the magical like card holder for libraries at this point?
Yes.
The equivalent of the computer search. I love it. Absolutely. I will go ahead and even throw in, or I should negotiate that. That is sort of how I say this is how you're able to tell that Mr. Hawke has been in here recently, because it does keep a sort of signature, if you will, magical signature of anyone that may have accessed said files in the archive. So
yeah, and could
their
I offer
magical
that
signature will also be left on record.
Okay, that's good, because what I'm thinking is that like speaking with Miss Ayres and saying, all right, so I'm looking for anyone that attended around this time period. It's like hitting, like touching the names and stuff, and like files are like floating in and stuff, just like a huge pile stack forming, and goes to touch one of the names and just nothing appears. Like does it a few times and like nothing shows up. But that, and I don't know if maybe it gets scratched out or something, but there would be a name there under this system, and I don't know if Jessamine's real name would be this.
It would be there. It is still there for all to see. That particular one, a Ms. Jessamine Blackwood.
Blackwood. Do you not have any files on this person?
We should. She'll go. It's like turn it on or off again. She'll try herself. Well, that is rather odd.
What is?
They seem to be missing.
Missing?
I see that they were there at least a few months ago when they were going through the regular filing system. They were there. They were written off for. And
Do you
now
have
they are gone.
Does the system keep a record of who might have recalled the files?
Yes. She'll go through and sort of read the magical essence of the last time it was pulled. Mr. Hawke. Yesterday.
Jarvis Hawke.
The very same. She frowns.
He attended the school, yes?
He attends and is also working with the professor quite
Right.
closely. She does not look happy about this fact either.
Now are students permitted to retrieve private records of students and not return them?
No, not exactly. Again, he is not a student, however, so that territory gets more grey.
Well, perhaps it's a misunderstanding. I'll have a word with Mr. Hawke and see if he will lend me the documents now that he has no need for them. Assuming his business is done.
Please let me know what he says.
I will. Can I spend one more? We're just gonna go token crazy here today because
Talking. You don't have to spend that. I will go ahead and say like that was more like flavor, and that
Just
kind of went
flavor,
along
okay.
with what you are.
This one is probably affects the story a little bit. Can I add Miss Ayres as a contact or a connection and have her be a member of the Vox? What was it called again?
Arcanum Populi.
Arcanum Populi. I was going Vox Populi.
Vox Populi.
which
Vox
is
Populi. No.
different.
Very different thing. Yes. If you want to spend that token, and then you can add her as your additional. That is allowed.
I would love that
one mold.
because my two connections right now are my mom and my kid sister, and so I'd like to have an adult to speak to.
I need an adult. Yes. Absolutely. Go ahead and write her out and give something to go on.
Does Miss Ayres have a first name, or do you want me to?
You choose.
Okay, I'll invent that as we in a minute here, but
Excellent.
for the sake of not stalling the scene, Avalon just says, "Wonderful. I will look into this matter. I suppose I will see you later this week then."
It's my pleasure as always, my lad. Please do let me know any pertinent information you find.
I will. I don't know if there's some secret Arcanum Populi.
Ooh, yes, please. Is it a saying? Is it a shut up, my phone? Is it a secret handshake? It has to be a secret handshake. Come on, it has to be a secret handshake.
I was just thinking like a whispered like word like that they given like. I actually think
Hydra.
maybe that's where. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It's like
Oh,
a Hail
no.
Hydra thing. But I was actually thinking that's where the name or Canon Populi, like that's why people would know that they refer like that's the name of the organization because that's what they will say like in company together.
Okay.
Because that literally means magic. Like we were interpreting that as like magic for the people.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. We can say something else too because that might be a little on the nose. Then again, Hail Hydra, the name of the organization, is Hydra.
It's right there. I'm gonna throw it out to the group. Does the Arcanum Populi? Do they just say Arcanum Populi to each other? Like, is that it, or is there something more special?
I knew more Latin.
I
know,
don't know
right?
enough Latin for this.
I
to
took
make it up.
Spanish.
I too took Spanish.
I too took Spanish.
It's Arcanum Populi and 2 breast beats with your right hand. Oh, no.
That's a little on the
Okay.
obvious.
That's a little too overt.
Maybe maybe there's like a magical marking or something that the
get
members
branded?
have. That's usually like invisible or something unless they are like
The UV tattoo.
yeah,
Oh,
essentially
and then
each of
you shake hands, and if they both have it, the back of their hands lights up
yes.
with magical runes.
I was thinking like just something that's like right between like
Right
the thumb and forefinger, like right there. There's just like a little
You
like
can see it
symbol
when
of the
you're
Arcana
shaking
Populi.
hands.
Yeah, and it'll just glow very faintly when you shake
We're gonna
hands.
have to come up with a symbol. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. Love it all. Yes.
So,
So then
he shakes.
they
he shakes.
shake then.
Yes.
Founding member Win Crowley.
And they expect and recognize the faint magical glow that happens at the connection of the handshake, and perhaps they do mutter,
Arcana Populi.
"For the populi." I don't know, something along those lines. For the people. I don't know. I'm not good at creating secret organizations. We'll workshop it. It's fine.
Yeah.
But I really do like the handshake. That's fucking dope.
But that's it for this visitation. Just leaves and with a plan to go find Mr. Hawke.
A Jarvis. Perhaps
at
that will
some
be
point.
a later visitation.
Yeah.
We shall see.
He's in the college right now doing work, so
Who's next?
And I had the idea for Bernard to go pop in to visit Morgan, and also, Miss Booker will presumably be there. And I was thinking have this at the same time as Avalon is out, just so we don't have a scene where it's 3 of us and then RJ's still just not involved.
That's very fair. I like it. So yeah, we'll sort of smash cut over to at the same time. While this is going on.
Yeah. And this is
Bernard,
very much a surprise visit on Bernard's part.
Oh,
So
okay. You
Or-
arrive at the Cross Estate.
I don't
You
know,
are greeted by a servant who is surprised and does make a note. We did not expect any visitors today. I shall see if the lady and the young lady are available. Please wait here.
I think as soon as the servant goes in, he just starts wandering off trying to find Morgan.
Well, that's actually where they're going. Is that?
I thought he was gonna go find the Baroness.
I see.
Ooh, can I spend a token to ruin my own life more?
Yes, please.
I would like to spend a token for Bernard to find them first, and to see Jessamine teaching Morgan magic.
Are you
she should
amenable
not
to
be doing.
this, Bernard?
And by all accounts, she should not know enough magic to be able to teach it to anybody.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take the token. Now, I'm trying to think, does Bernard understand enough situation to know that that is something that should not be happening? Or does he just see like, oh, cool magic?
She's been very clearly introduced as like
Mhm.
a mundane tutor. So
And I'm sure that their shock and awe when you arrive and them trying to desperately both hide what they've been doing might also be a dead giveaway.
Jessamine pulls her gloves back on.
Take your token. Yeah, so we'll say the sequence of events is the servant allows you in. They were not aware of visitors coming, so they are off to see the Baroness. And you're like, I'm not waiting, so you go looking for where you vaguely remember where the nursery and the schoolroom might be. And you walk past a half-open door to see Ms. Booker. What little bit of magic is she imparting to little Morgan?
I think it's a very, very basic, because her specialty is transmutation. So I think it's something really, really basic, and it's taking like a flower petal and like changing its composition, so like turning it metal, because she knows that's something that Morgan knows how to work with, at least a little bit.
Mm-hmm. And how we haven't seen Ms. Booker do a lot of this sort of magic, or much magic at all. In fact, what does her magic look like?
It's very subdued. But she, essentially she does most of her work with her hands, so it's always some kind of like hand movement, and then generally like, especially for like small items, kind of like making sure she's like clasping them between her palms. There's probably like a little bit of a glow, and then the item shifts into whatever she wants it to be.
Awesome. And Morgan is rapt and excited, I am sure. What was that? One more time? What was the Morgan? Oh, okay.
It's very simple. You'll get it.
Knock, knock.
It's about the time that Bernard walks in.
She'll get what, if you don't mind me asking?
Mr. Sinclair. So pulls her gloves back on and up. Pleasure. I didn't know we were expecting company.
Oh, no one did, although I rode ahead to Morgan, who at this point has bolted up and run across and given basically a tackling hug, or, the equivalent of that in Regency era. Oh, hello,
She a
Maury?
kid, she don't care.
Yeah. Bernie, I didn't think you would be coming so soon. Well, like I said in my letter, I'd been keeping you waiting just too dang long. And so I thought I'd pop by. I think I came across Avalon's carriage on my way here, but still happy to come see you, and of course you as well, Miss Booker.
Of course. Yes, we were just in the middle of a lesson. I imagine we can cut it a bit short today, if you like.
Well, I mean, actually, I was sort of thinking I could give Maury here a magic lesson. If you think that would be all right. I know she has her own magic tutors, and wouldn't upset the Baroness too much, would it? Well, who cares what Mother thinks? I want to see some of that American magic.
Jasmine goes over, shuts the door, locks it. All right. Morgan, you absolutely cannot tell your mother. Or Avalon.
Mm-hmm.
Do you promise?
Noticeable hesitation at not telling Avalon, but yes, all right.
All right. One piece of magic.
the show, Bernie. It's just one piece of magic. Gotta make it something special, shouldn't I? I think he will go to, there's probably, now I'm trying to think, is Morgan still at an age where she would have dolls, either on hand or even just in the room as decor?
Probably still in the room. Like I'm assuming that the schoolroom is also her nursery, so like she grew up here, like, and it's grown with her. But yeah, she's 14. Yeah, she probably has some of her old dolls up against the walls, that sort of thing. If she was into dolls, maybe she wasn't into dolls. We'll say that Morgan was into dolls. Why not? It serves our purposes.
One moment, just making sure I can hear me. Okay. But yeah, so I think he'll go over and grab one of the dolls. Does this one have a name? Oh, that one's Maisie. Well, howdy, Miss Maisie. Would you do me the honor of giving me the next dance? And Bernard will take out his wand, just kind of with far more flourish than he needs to do to cast the spell, but we'll just, make a whole show of it, then tap the doll on the head, and then like with a conductor with music, it's just going to make the doll start dancing through the air on its own. And this is a fairly basic animation spell. You just gotta, it's taking your will and, well, it sounds kind of rude to say it like this, but imposing it on the object. And, just doesn't say much more than that at the moment. It just goes around and has it fly over to Morgan, dance around her head. Bernard will start humming some music to go along with it, a nice waltz or something. Make the doll go fly around Jessamine for a minute before mostly hanging out with Morgan.
Lovely.
Indeed. Not all magic has to be for, the sorts of means that you all seem to focus on over here.
And what means are those?
Oh, well, you're just all so hyper-focused that it seems like using magic for anything other than the utmost focused, efficient purpose. All your magic is so to the point. But sometimes it's fun to just kick back, relax, and have a little dance party, as it were.
You should meet more people. Here, Mr. Sinclair.
Well,
not all of us are like Layrd Cross.
Well, if the rumor mill serves me right, I've apparently met too many people already. If a certain mutual acquaintance of ours' reputation is to be believed.
Yes. It's complicated.
I imagine so. Well, what other lessons were on the table for today? I don't want to get in the way too much, because the Baroness, I think, I don't want to ruin what goodwill she may have had from the last time I was here, so don't want to impose too much.
Between you and I, she says, quiet enough so Morgan won't hear. To hear she has goodwill towards anyone is sort of shocking.
Yes, well, perhaps I should say more so towards my aunt and, this branch of the Sinclair family.
Indeed. This afternoon, literature.
Much made you trying to remember authors from around this time.
That's all assuming Morgan's done her reading.
Yes, I absolutely have.
Mm-hmm. And the ones I assigned to you. Not just the ones you wanted to do.
No.
I didn't think so. It's all right. Grammar instead, then.
If we must.
Well, we could talk about a book. Do you do your homework?
Just pouts and like goes and gets her chalkboard or whatever they use for lessons. Well, I hope I haven't intruded too much at this point.
No. Just as I was saying, a bit of discretion. Should you talk to the Baroness?
Of course. Speaking of, I should probably go find that serpent I ditched. Can't imagine that would make a good impression if, you know. I'm sure the Baroness has figured out where I've gone, but I should still go say hello.
Go ahead and say by this point the servant has, like, tried the locked door. Like, Miss, are you and the young lady all right? There's some ruffian running around the estate.
Apologies. Unlock the door. It slides closed sometimes. Do you mean Mr. Sinclair?
Oh. Yes.
He's found his way to us, fortunately.
Right. The Baroness would wish to see him.
Yes, of course. Be with you in just a moment. It's gonna, have the dolls finally stop dancing, go back to where it was. Well, I'll see you hopefully sooner rather than later, Morgan. I won't or Miss Morgan, rather. I won't be making my visits so infrequent. And then kind of sotto voce to Jessamine. I hope this isn't too awkward for you. Are we still technically at an age where we shouldn't be unchaperoned together?
I won't tell if you won't.
Miss Booker.
Mr. Sinclair?
Ruffles Morgan's hair before following the serpent out.
Where you were brought.
Diagramming sentences.
We're brought before the Baroness. We'll hold that thought. We'll let Savvy come up with ways to abuse you quite thoroughly first. Did Mr. Jarvis have any visitations that he was interested in there?
Just going over to the Drunken Raven. Getting a bit schwasty, talking to the barkeep.
Is that's the idea for the visitation you want to visit with Heidi? Or are you hoping for were you inviting Mr. Sinclair or anyone else?
Probably invite Mr. Sinclair and Miss Booker, but if Miss Booker's tied up, then he would probably... Heidi, by the way, could you inform your cousin that someone's looking for her, someone from her past?
Heidi will immediately perk up and be like, pardon me, Mr. Hawke. What did you say?
Best spoken in private.
Of course. Why don't you come to the back room? Sort of jerk her head toward the more private seating area.
Takes his drink over.
And as soon as she's out of sight of other patrons, she's like, what has happened?
Well, what is your relationship with Miss Booker besides being cousins, by the way?
She is my cousin.
Ah. Well then, that solves that question. I have it in good confidence that a certain Layrd is looking into people fitting her description.
You said you didn't know who it was?
I don't know who it is. Someone is looking into...
We haven't had our conversation yet.
Someone is looking into your cousin, or at least someone fitting their description.
How soon?
I just heard about this, so I don't know how much headway they've made. I pulled her files from the record just to cover tracks for the time being. But...
You took them?
I haven't disposed of them. I could always put them back.
I would say that a completely empty file is far more conspicuous.
And I could say I was looking into a former research assistant's research, which is kept directly inside their files.
As long as you cover your tracks, whatever shenanigans you need to pull there is fine.
I'm a hawk. I cover my tracks well enough.
She'll roll her eyes.
I want to say that's happening at the exact moment. It's like, oh yes, he was the one that took it out. It's locked right here.
Yes. I'm always good at covering her tracks. Mr. Hawke.
Excuse me.
All right. I'll send message right away. Thank you for bringing this to my attention and for being so helpful to Jessamine. She seems to say this reluctantly, as she is not predisposed to like you being a hawk.
She kept an eye out for me back in school, so at least I can return the favor.
Well, I'm sure she will appreciate it as much as I do. Now, please don't go telling anyone else about this, and put that information back quickly. Thank you. And she'll go into the kitchens, seemingly to do her own bit of communication.
Bernie!
This is all kind of at the same time. It's probably gonna be
it'll be
a
a little
bit
bit.
before. You probably get a round or two before Bernard joins you.
I mean, the discussion was long enough, probably. Like, he would sit at the bar, drink, and then have a discussion.
Well, we can jump back to the Baroness and Bernard. Let's do that. Bernard, you are escorted by a scowling servant to his mistress's morning room, where she is taking tea. Found him, Your Grace. Mr. Bernard Sinclair, Mum.
But it's about time.
Greetings, Baroness. You're right. It has taken me too long to come visit the estate, and for that I apologize.
Why are you here, Bernard?
Well, to pay my respects and, to come see the young Miss Cross. She was but a babe the last time I was in England, and, I felt it was good to see her again.
And I assume Miss Booker kept you from interrupting her lessons?
Yes, of course. She was very adamant that I not get in the way, and indeed, I was being shooed out so they could continue with literature and grammar.
Good. Good.
And how does the Cross family do? I hear things from my aunt and about town, but how are you doing, Baroness?
Very well. As always. The Cross family persists.
As it will and should.
I would like to know what you'd heard around town.
Oh, well, as you know, I have been spending some time with the Layrd at various social events as we are of an age. But, of course, everyone is still giving the Crosses their due deference. And I have heard that you have been asserting your authority in the township, which is your right.
Yes. I'm sorry, did I need you to tell me that?
No, but you wish to know what has been heard about town. So this is what I have heard.
You try my patience, Bernard.
I try not to.
Have you eaten? Thin as a rail.
Well, it is just goes right through me. I think it's something about my metabolism and how it conduces magical energy. But if you are offering, I would be happy to partake in a meal with you, or not with you, if that is your preference.
Let's have lunch. You can tell me about America.
Indeed, there have been some interesting developments of late.
I should like to hear them. Franklin? Did I instruct him to leave? Franklin!
Yes, Mom.
Lunch.
Yes, Mom. Scampers. An awkward lunch is had.
Bernie will try and butter her up. Not to the point of that it's too much, but it's clearly, knowing what he knows about how the other members feel about the Baroness is... What am I trying to say here? He's still trying to play nice with the Baroness because he knows it'll be worse for everyone else if he doesn't.
We'll say, by the end of lunch, she's no longer completely scowling. Bernie's a charismatic guy.
Yeah. Goes from like the frown 2 emoji in Discord to the normal frown.
Yeah, just a normal frown.
Her resting frown face. I like it. Anything else for this particular luncheon?
Oh, wait. So, Bernard, you're still doing this generalized magic?
Yes, though while I am here, my aunt insists that I work on my prophecy, and that those have been coming along well, but it's a bit hard to, I was going to say shift gears, but cars aren't a thing yet, to change course and immediately go from what I've been doing and what's comfortable to the way things are done here.
The way things should be done. You mean there are children Morrigan's age who have chosen their specialties, and here you are.
Yes, of course, though if I may note that I've been asked to speak at the college about some potential merits of generalized magical practices. I imagine I will be laughed out of the lecture hall, but should still be an amusing afternoon.
I should like to see that. Perhaps I'll attend.
Yes, well, once the date and time is set, I'll be sure you receive an invitation.
Do. Let's put a little pressure on.
That's gonna be interesting. Okay.
Now I'm gonna have to actually write up a script for that speech eventually.
Maybe. Let's see. Val, was your intention of Avalon on the same day fucking tracking Jarvis down?
Oh, might as well.
Okay.
I mean, Avalon wants to get to the bottom of this sooner the better. Plus, there's a lot of thoughts going on right now. Jarvis might be stealing them to blackmail somebody with. Jarvis might be doing something real shady with it. Is worried that the longer Jarvis holds on to them for, the more likely Avalon will never get to actually see the files. So,
I say we'll go there. This will be, again, more in a chronological order. This is in between Bernie meeting you for drinks there, Jarvis.
So Jarvis is back at the college, basically, then.
Or Avalon could have found you at the bar before Bernie arrives. Y'all tell me.
Because I had a scene for the college, just Jarvis is sitting in this,
let's do the college. I like that. Yeah.
All right.
find him in his lab. He is currently sitting on like a swivel chair, like leaned back. There are these circular rimmed tinted glasses on his face, and he's just like spinning slowly while people are like doing research around him.
What on earth are you doing?
Thinking.
Productive.
Flips up glasses. Oh, Laird Cross, sorry. If I had known, I wouldn't have taken such a tone.
Would you have?
Maybe not.
Maybe speak privately for a moment.
Sure. Miss Campbell, Miss Jenkins, you may take lunch for the day.
They'll look slightly confused, given that lunch is not for like another 45 minutes. But they'll look at each other, look to the Laird, and quickly doff
Do you want us
their.
back at our normal time, or do you want us to do you get the extra 45 minutes on
I can
top
take
of
the
that?
extra 45. I don't, don't
Oh,
worry.
great.
about
Oh, no, thank you. And they will skedaddle before you change your mind.
it. The bell does dismiss you. I do.
They gone.
How can I help you, Laird Cross?
Oh, I was making the rounds around the institution, as I'm expected to do. My mother holding some position of regard here. I haven't spent enough time at the college, given that I did not study here myself. So I'd like to familiarize myself with the grounds.
Well, may I offer you some tea, biscuits?
Certainly.
Walks over to a clean alchemical set and just pours some water into it, turns on the Bunsen burner.
You've been here for some time, haven't you? You studied at the college and now you work here.
Yes, about 5 years schooling and then research assistant to the good Professor Wilmore.
How did you find your time at the college?
As a student, subpar, considering my lineage. But I
That would
mostly
make
kept to
sense.
myself, so not many people would pick on me.
Sometimes I regret not having that sort of upbringing. I've been in my share of galas since being out in society, but not having the chance to rub elbows with fellow students, share ideas. Could have been some use in that.
It's never too late.
No, I suppose it's not. Made all sorts of friends these days. You, as it were, are in good company with a mutual acquaintance, Miss Booker.
Yes.
She, my mother hired her out of the blue. Not. How long ago are we saying that it was that you've been working here, Savannah?
I think we had said a few months.
A few months.
Like, I don't think it's been that long.
Yeah. Had out of the blue several months ago. Never heard of the woman before. Well, apparently her credentials lined up, and she seems to have integrated herself well with society. Well, I wouldn't advise sharing a drink with a hawk, but I'm sure you understand that.
There's a very wiry smile as he begins to pour tea for the both of them.
Spend a token to put iocane powder in.
I spend a token to say I've built up a resistance to iocane powder. They pause for a moment, sort of like as they're speaking, like looking around the room and like pulling books off of shelves and like flipping through them and stuff and putting them back, like clearly trying to make themselves comfortable and doing as little as they can to get to the point quickly.
Well, I've known Miss Booker a while. She's a good lass. If you're looking for any... What's the word? References.
You knew her before she came into my mother's employ?
Yeah. Yes. We lost touch.
Right. It's a small town, though. Can't imagine it'd be easy to lose touch. Did she move or spend time elsewhere?
Not quite sure. I decided to lock myself away in this college and really throw myself into my work.
Well, that's sad then. You lost contact like that. But it seems like you're having a chance to connect now. That's what's important.
Right. How do you take your tea?
Black, no cream or sugar. Thank you.
Hands. He will make it obvious. He will drink from his teacup first, as like a habit.
Avalon takes the tea, but does not drink it yet. Her Heidi Booker, the owner of the pub in town. It's her Jessamine cousin? Sister?
Cousin, if I remember correctly.
Apologies for all the questions. I'm merely trying to understand the relationships. It seems like everyone here knows each other, and I feel somewhat out of the loop.
Oh, no. Who wouldn't find it suspicious? Who would find it suspicious that an employer is looking into one of their employees?
Well, thank you for being understanding. By that means, I was doing some research here in the archives. I imagine that you frequently use the archives as part of your research. I was looking into past students here at the university, going through files, seeing the types of research that had been done, and the types of students that come through these hallowed halls. One name didn't come up when I tried to use the archives. A Jessamine Blackwood. Are you familiar with this person?
Yes,
She would have
I am.
gone here around the same time as you.
Yes, I am. She was a research assistant at the time. I believe some of her work looked into... Oh, what was it? And he'll go over to a notebook and flip through it. What is metalmancy?
Allomancy?
Allomancy. Along the lines of the same as your specialty, Layrd, allomancy.
Really?
Looking at practical applications and the... No, it's more generalized than anything.
Well, you may not realize it. As much research as you do, as much documentation as you check out. I was asking the librarian because I was interested in this person's research, and even more so now, learning that they are within the same area of study as myself. it seems like any documentation or records of this person's attendance of this university were withdrawn from the library by yourself.
Yes. I withdrew them yesterday, looking into them. I believe they're still in my room, but I have a bit more to look into. Would you like the records at some point?
I would like to look into them. I need not even take them with me. I just merely wish to peruse some aspects of them. You say they're in your room. Would you mind if I looked at them?
I would not affront your eyes with the mess that is my room.
Well, I can wait here.
He will shrug and leave the Layrd.
Where does he go?
To his room. And pulls out the file on Miss Jessamine Blackwood. I'd like to spend a token.
Oh, what are you gonna do? What you gonna do?
He's going to pull out the pen that he had at the first gala and
Okay.
nick his finger. And he's going to write a extra line at the bottom, deceased.
Interesting. I will say, okay, so we are using magic, and this most directly affects Avalon in the scene because this is what they're seeking. So I will say, you'll need to negotiate that, and then Val should pick from the magic sheet.
Okay. So, altering it to show that the records indicate that this person has died, that Jessamine Blackwood died at some point in the near future, like when she was a student.
I want to say after she had graduated,
Okay.
and then I think just to throw another monkey wrench, cause of death unknown.
Okay. I'm pulling up the magic negotiation now. I assume that you are wanting to pay one to have it be successful.
Yeah. Or you know what? Let's make this interesting. I'll take a token.
Oh, it goes wrong, huh? Okay.
You are gambling with my life, sir.
You like it and you know it.
I do. Very much.
Okay.
Now, does he take one from me, or does he just take one from the ether?
He takes one from the ether, yeah.
Okay.
Since he's the one that's sort of starting it.
All right. You're the other dear hatred of fashion.
But since at the moment, sort of the target, even though it is Jessamine's file, the target of this magic is really Avalon, trying to get one over on them. So, Avalon, Val should choose. From the right-hand list.
Oh man, there are 3 that I'm going between right
Yes.
now. Because I'm deciding between how do you hurt someone important to you? Because obviously Jessamine being involved here, so it's like that could be interesting. How does this act of magic go disastrously out of control? Or how is the effect of this act of magic completely different to that intended?
Don't you put a death curse on me.
Those are all so good.
We get final destinations until it gets resolved.
Oh no! No final destinationing.
Put a death
I'm-
curse on me.
I'm leaning towards the last one. How is the effect of this act of magic completely different to that intended? Because you're intending to rewrite the documents to make her to essentially make it appear as if she had died.
Yeah.
What are we thinking, RJ?
don't know. I kind of...
What?
No, I was thinking he thinks it's a quick, scrawl. And he thinks he changed it to cause of death unknown. But it changed to cause of death, and it's a full list report of, the Hawke family doing an assassination on her. No.
That would get intense.
That would
Why?
get very intense very quickly.
God.
It says Hawke family, not Trojan. I don't know. I'll posit it to the crowd. What
Oh my
what would be
god.
a good effect?
So, what is the wording again?
How is the effect of this act of magic completely different to that intended?
So how does the effect end up reversing itself?
It erases her entire file.
Maybe there's a policy that it just redacts everything because it's like, well, they've been deceased, nothing to be done now.
I
Oh,
like
so
that
it's-
it erases. I like that it erases the entire. Actually, I'd rather go with the. It just erases the entire file, and Jarvis is left with essentially just blank pages, because that is so much more suspicious than if it had just been. So you were thinking about inconspicuously,
Writing in that she had been
trying to alter the
deceased.
file, and you end up in the most suspicious way.
Being like, ooh, blank paper.
Yeah,
Oops.
I like that.
Boy, I hope I have a diploma.
Your
Not
diploma
anymore.
also gets deleted.
Just kidding, Jessamine didn't graduate.
Oh, she was just one semester shy.
She had to leave.
So do you come back?
Comes back flustered AF.
Mr. Hawke, is everything all right?
No, not really.
We'll start looking through the blank documents. What is this?
It's Miss Blackwood's file. Seems it's been deleted somehow.
Somehow.
That was years of research down the drain.
So, Mr. Hawke, you're telling me that this file, which has been in your possession and that you were reading as of yesterday, is now, since it has been in your possession, been erased.
Yes. The school does keep backups, but it'll take some time.
Does it now?
Very grit teeth, and he is visibly upset.
I don't wish to accuse you of anything, Mr. Hawke. But it would be very convenient for you to have erased these files if they contain anything. They may lead to some illicit history between you and Miss Jessamine Booker, as it were.
Yes, well, isn't that how most suspicions go, Laird Cross? If you'll excuse me, I need to file a mountain of paperwork to get this reestablished.
Yes. Well, I suppose I'll leave you to your business then. I will have a brief conversation with Professor Wilmore then on my way out.
Good day to you, Laird Cross.
And good day to you, Mr. Hawke.
What does Avalon do?
Avalon goes to Professor Wilmore's office. I guess this might be a good scene to just play out. Just goes barging in there. They're the Laird. They can go where they want. Is their
That-
mind.
I do apologize. There's, I'm gonna. It's like her office hours. There's like a student in there, like with all their notes. Like, oh.
Excuse me, Professor Wilmore. May we speak in private?
Lad, I am in the middle of office hours. Is there perhaps another time that we could do this?
I'm afraid not. It has to do with the integrity and the records keeping here at your institution. A matter that I think you would find very important.
Yes, of course. Whitney, my dear, we may have to do this another time. Why don't you speak with Ms. Az? She should be able to set you right. And please don't try that again until the eyebrows grow back. Thank you. Sends Whitney on their way. My lad, this seems urgent. Please sit down.
I'll stand, thank you.
As you like. What have you found that has offended you so?
How long has the Hawk been in your employ?
The Hawk, Mr. Hawke, Mr. Jarvis Hawke.
Yes, Mr.
Nice.
Jarvis Hawke.
Been here for the past several months, at least. Is that right, Jarvis? Several months?
He was a student for like 5 years and then employed for a few months.
Okay. Consecutively?
Yeah.
Okay. He's been a student for years now, and
You're aware of his family's reputation.
I'm quite aware of his family's reputation, which is why I have not allowed his family to come to this school or be employed by it. Jarvis is different.
How
That
so?
boy has spent years trying to prove that he is above and beyond the mere reputation of a tarnished family.
Right. Has he ever been formally reprimanded or questioned his intentions by any of the set faculty here?
No, nothing I can recall. Why do you ask?
I ask because there is a matter that I've been looking into of some personal importance to me. I was seeking some records on a former student at your institution, one Jessamine Blackwood. Are you familiar with the student?
I'm going to spend a token now. I would like to spend a token to say that, basically that Jessamine was memorable enough that the professor does remember her and knows a little bit about what happened there. Not everything, but enough. Savvy, are you amenable to this?
Yes.
Take a token. Miss Blackwood.
Yes.
Oh. I mean, I can understand why you might be interested in that particular case, but the evidence in that was strictly circumstantial at best. And
What evidence?
the poor girl was not involved herself. It's just nasty, sad business. But
Professor, start at the beginning. What are you referencing?
you don't know.
I do not. I'm looking into Miss Blackwood because I believe she may have some relation to somebody in my family's employ.
Oh. Miss Blackwood was a student several years ago. Quite bright, brilliant, I would say. She was doing very well, if I recall, specializing in transmogrification and such, transfiguring one element to another. Quite gifted. And then there was accusations of, well, quite horrid business among her family. That also, I believe, included your family.
How so?
I'm surprised. As soon as you said the name Blackwood, I thought this was where that might be going. And again, it's not something we're proud of that a Blackwood attended here, but very similar to Mr. Hawke. She's nothing like what has been said about her family. She was a bright girl, very, very talented. Was very sorry to see her go.
All right. And she had some ill or improper run-ins with my family. Her family did.
Obviously not her specifically. There was an accusation. I believe some arrests may have been made in regard to several members of her family being involved in a possible assassination attempt.
Against who?
Frankly, my lad, your mother.
Mother didn't inform me of any of this. Doesn't surprise
That
me.
I am greatly surprised.
But it doesn't surprise me. Suffice it to say, this whole business has come about because I was attempting to retrieve records of this Jessamine Blackmore from your archives. It was brought to my attention that they were in the possession of Mr. Jarvis Hawke. Upon confronting Mr. Hawke, he advised me that he did, in fact, have the records, and when he went to retrieve them, came back with blank pages. He has attempted to make some sort of excuse that they were erased or compromised by somebody else, perhaps in your faculty or one of the students. But as they were in his possession at the time, and these important documents that I am seeking have been damaged under his watch, I thought it prudent to inform you so that the appropriate actions can be taken to prevent such miskeepings in the future.
Thank you for bringing these to my attention, Layrd. I shall speak to the boy directly.
Thank you. I'll be going now. Apologies for interrupting your office hours.
Really, it's fine. Whitney should not be attempting that smell at this level anyway.
Right. Thank you, Professor.
My lad.
Laird Cross storms out, taking their the turn on their heel, very quickly leaving the college.
I think that might be a good place to take our break.
I'm gonna solve this mystery. It's the last thing I do. I'm gonna root out all the corruption in this police department. Even if I have to turn in my badge.
Mrs. Addison would be so proud of you.
So proud of you. Oh, things are getting good. Okay, I am composed. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Please stick around. We are going to take a very quick 10-minute or less bio and refreshment break, and we shall be back shortly. So please stick around and see what the hell happens, because I don't know. We'll see. All right. See you soon. Welcome back, Internet. Thank you for sticking around with us as we took a wee little break. But we are back. We are refreshed. We are set and ready to go with this drama that has just unfolded. It looks like Avalon has found out Jessamine's little secret, inadvertently. But we shall have to see what they will do with it. Keeping with sort of the chronological thing we've been doing, we shall say, Heidi did say to Jarvis that she would get information to Jessamine, that someone was looking for her information. So we'll say, I would assume that they have a way of quickly communicating with one another. I'm trying to wonder if that's like sending a little like speedy bee to each other to say, of course I have a speedy bee in my head because goddammit, Saturdays.
Jessamine, we've got a message.
Oh, Vivi would be. She would be a planeswalker as well. Or do you do like a direct message, just like a piece of paper get written and then burned as ash and then appear in front of another person? Ways of quick communication.
I think it's like a. I think they probably write to each other, but they will sort of like write, fold the paper up and like into a little like origami bird or something, and then
it flies over.
Transmute it just enough so it can make it there.
I like it. Then we will say that one of these little paper cranes, if you will, this point makes its way up to the schoolroom. It's nearing the end of the day. But she does receive this bit of information. That at your knowledge at that point, someone is looking for Jessamine in the records at the college.
Shit.
What was that?
What?
What did you say?
Shit.
I stubbed my toe on the desk.
Are you all right?
I'm perfectly fine. Just startled is all.
Okay, 'cause I thought you said one of the no words.
No, I would never.
Okay. Goes back to her math or whatever it is now.
Oh, I believe that a mini monologue has just been purchased.
It has. For Jarvis.
Oh. Jarv. What's on your mind, my friend?
If it's one thing, it isn't a bloody another. First off, goddamn Zachary is in town trying to snatch up my prey, and now we have Layrd Avalon Cross poking around for Miss. Why can't people in this town leave well enough alone? I'm going to have to take care of a couple of problems. Or at least reach out.
Reach out to whom? You'll have to see next time.
Next epistolary phase.
Next epistolary phase. Same letter time. Same letter place. Excellent. Thank you. Oh, do we have another water break as well? Water.
Red Bull isn't a valid liquid.
It was a Red Bull.
Alex is drinking beer instead of water.
My water is gone because I drank all of it like a good person, and I was drinking a Terrapin.
This is my third 32 ounces of water today. I've had more than my recommended amount. Being
Same.
very good.
Had...
And Alex is like, and I have beer.
Oh, no, I'm pulling up how many ounces of water I've had. It's like 84 or something today.
Nice.
Wow.
I'll tag it. Yeah, we can allow for Jessamine to do with that information what she will. It's around the same time is when Bernard makes his way for drinks with Jarvis.
There are several tankards that have been stacked up into a pyramid.
Good heavens, man. You've got quite the start today.
Benny, hi.
Well, I think he's gonna pull out the wand and just unshatter the glasses that fell over just then.
It's been a rough day.
You want to tell me about it, or you want to drink about it?
Drink about it. Consider it I have a non-disclosure agreement between myself and one of the participants, so I can't expressly talk about it.
Well, you could not so expressly talk about it.
So, say a lion or lioness comes poking around your house looking for information on a snake. And that lion is really angry all the time. And you can't provide information, and so they bite your neck. And now I'm in this sort of death grip. Thankfully, they're not an alligator, or else there'll be a roll in there that snaps it. But, I'm drawling.
Right. Yeah. Okay. Well, one wonders why. Maybe this is a poor choice based on the metaphor, but why one wouldn't give up a snake for a lion, but...
Because I much prefer the snake, really.
Now, is that because, as a hawk, you would hunt a snake yourself, or am I mixing the metaphors too much? Do I need to drink more to understand your metaphors?
Come. Slides some tankards in front of him.
We'll start drinking, but I get the sense that while you are playing this off well, it's just gesturing at the mountain of empty tankards. That this has been a much bigger to-do than...
I find that I do some of my best thinking, either inebriated or... inebriated.
Mm-hmm.
I could get pretty philosophical.
Well, I think we need to fill us off atop. Almost had it, but is gonna call for more drinks over. But let's see. You've got the snake and the lion. Are we assuming that you are the hawk in this analogy, just so I can keep everything?
No,
as
I'm me in
clear
this
as it is
analogy, honestly.
Okay, so then we have the other question of what a person's doing in with wild animals, but...
Oh, we're in good society, my friend. Everyone's a wild animal.
I think we all just have to drink. I know the drinking game's over, but RJ said the name of the game.
I'm out. I'll be right.
Well, all right, so you've got a lion at your neck, and you're trying to keep a snake safe. What if you...
The question is, why is the lion going after the snake to begin with?
Well, maybe the lion is trying to protect their cubs from the snake. The cubs don't know any better, but the lion does.
I could kiss you.
I mean, I wouldn't say no. Well, no, you've had too much to drink. You got to sober up before you get these lips.
Just a pat to the side of the face.
But so either you need to show that the snake is not a danger to the cubs, assuming we're on the money here. But if, the lion is not going to budge, then maybe you need to get the snake to help you out of the bind and strike the lion himself.
That's murder, Bernie.
I thought we were talking analogies. I mean, it can be, doesn't have to go to full-blown murder.
Animal murder, Bernie. Hypothetical murder.
Right, okay, so maybe not that, but then what if we have, let's see, we've got a lion, a snake, and you, for some reason, have chosen to remain yourself in this analogy.
Well, yes, because this analogy is about my situation. If I was a literal hawk, I would fly away. Avoid the situation.
Not if you're caught in the jaws already, but all right. So,
are they drinking absinthe, or what are they drinking right now? Because this is getting to some real like stoner talk right now.
Jarvis is like 12 tankards in.
Oh, so he's just blitzed.
Yes.
What's Bernard's excuse?
He's trying to play along. He's working under the assumption that this is the mode of logic that Jarvis is stuck in, and so this is the only logic he's going to understand at this point in time. And so is trying to understand the nuances of said logic. Well, okay, so we've got that. Assuming I'm not already one of the parties, either the lion or the snake, how do we bring me into this analogy to try and get you out of the bind?
We get a horse that I can ride out of this situation.
Okay. Still got to get you out of the lion. See, I was gonna not make the obvious joke, but clearly you are going there. But like I said, you are too drunk, so we'll just should have seen it coming. I tried to be I tried to be polite about it, but should have known that's not my style. Anyways, so
I could always move to America. Start a new life there. On the prairie.
I mean, you could, but there's stuff going on in America that might get complicated. Besides, you've got your research here in the college.
Yes, you're right. You know what? Maybe I'll just stop thinking and keep drinking. Sober heads are needed for this one.
Well, yes, soberness would probably be an asset here, but we still got to figure this out. So, for the sake of this analogy, let's say that I am a horse that comes in. How am I to get you out of the lion's jaws? And how do we stop the lion from going on the hunt?
I think that falls under the non-disclosure agreement. But if you trust me enough, follow my lead, I guess.
Right. Now, is this an actual, signed in blood thing that you've done that make it so you can't discuss things, or do you all actually do that kind of stuff over here?
He taps his nose.
Fuck, I didn't think you all would actually be into any kind of blood magic. I thought that was too passé.
It depends on the implement, but some of my magics require blood, some require bat guano.
Good to know, I guess, maybe.
Who knew Fireball's material component is bloody bat guano?
Someone was a very dirty boy when they were coming up with the original formula. But see, this is why I, I stick with the wand. It's maybe not as potent as everything else, but it gets around a whole lot of these other
Your wand isn't as
messes.
potent, but it gets around, huh, Bunny?
You, sir, have had far too much to drink, so I need to be drinking more to catch up. Besides, gentleman doesn't kiss and tell.
Yes, but a couple of scoundrels, loose lips, as they say. And you'll clink.
Though I must say, if anyone has been disparaging the reputations of any, young men, women, lords, ladies, etc., that I've been socializing with, I will need their names so I can protect the honor of those I have potentially fraternized with.
And are there any candidates who you would fling yourself into bodily harm for their honor of?
Well, let's just say that I am, I've got a big heart and a lot to go around, so,
God damn it, Sid. Huh.
Besides, would be kind of fun to use it as an excuse to show y'all how an American duels.
Ooh, don't threaten me with a good time, my good friend. I haven't done a duel in a very long time.
Yes, well, you might be the only one who might be able to give me a run for my money and the bag of tricks at your disposal. Everyone else here, just figure out what style of magic they're so rigidly adhering to and just figure out how to work around it. What kinds of magics do the lion and the snake use? Can we figure that out? Or is that not pertinent or under the
non-disclosure agreement? I think you're smart enough to figure out who I'm talking about if I do reveal. There's only so many lines of magic in this town.
Sure, but what if you were, say, too drunk to remember what you may or may not have said?
I think the curse might snap me out of that, bud.
You're under a curse?
Yeah, most non-disclosure agreements are curses.
Y'all really need to take a page out of our book across the pond. Are you just secretly a masochist? Is that what this is? Is this a part of your personality I should be aware of?
Jarvis comes to the realization that he's a masochist. Shit. I've learned something about myself today.
Well, we can talk you through that discovery another time, but it doesn't seem quite as relevant to the situation at hand.
Yes. Drinks. And tomorrow leveler heads will prevail. Leveler, more hungover heads.
Yes, well, just gotta learn the magics to, nip that in the bud.
What?
Like I said, y'all got a lot to learn from us Americans. As you see, Bernie is going to, cast a spell and, point his wand at his liver. And I don't think it's going to negate a hangover, but it will certainly lessen its effects. But is there... Before you get... I can't believe you're not too far gone already, but before you get too far gone, anything else you want to talk about? Maybe not about this topic, just other things.
Can I spend a token?
I did see a raised hand. Yes, you may spend a token. What would you like to spend it on?
Because Jessamine is going to send a note to Jarvis, and I would just like it to show up right now.
Are you amenable to this, Jarvis?
Can I interrupt you?
Do it.
Give him a token. what form does this note take? Is it similar to the ones that you and Heidi send to each other?
Yeah, I think it's similar. I think he's probably seen this a couple of times. He's probably seen this before. There's no way they weren't like passing notes in class.
Probably.
Yeah, a little. This one looks like a little, like a butterfly, sort of folded up in the center. But it's made of paper. Just sort of lands in front of him very gently on the table.
Oh, there they are now.
That the lion or the snake?
The snake? Is that too... He flinches and waits. Nothing happens.
See, told you we should iron out the analogy.
What's it say?
Someone is looking for me. What did you do? Jay.
He holds up a finger to Bernard and quickly scrawls a note. He's gonna fold it into the shape of a little person. And they will hop up, put their hands on their hips, and then run off.
I love it.
Your note might take a little bit longer to get there, but we'll see what happens.
The little man is also drunk as fuck.
Yeah,
He's just
sort of
stumbling through.
Uh,
All I can think of now is that this book I used to have as a kid that had this story about the stinky cheese man.
I love
You guys know what I'm talking about?
Stinky
The stinky cheese man and other fairly stupid tales. All I can think of is that little man that's made of cheese just running around.
What?
I'll send you a link.
It's an
Some-
adorable fucking book. If you know any small ones, please get it for them.
It's a compilation of short
good.
stories. Somebody out there in the chat probably knows what I'm talking about too. I'll find it. It's cool.
Y'all know. Y'all know.
Right, okay. I think I may be piecing some things together now. Are you sure that little guy doesn't need help?
He's fine.
He like stumbles into a bowl of peanuts and then swims through it. Okay, well. What were we talking about?
What were we talking about?
I don't know. Clearly I need to play catch up at the very least.
Right. Snakes and lions, oh my.
Well, sounds like you need to get a bear or a tiger in your corner. I was debating whether or not to go through with that joke because obviously Wizard of Oz doesn't exist yet.
All I need is a witch in a wardrobe and I can just fuck right off.
Gotta say, fucking a witch in a wardrobe doesn't get you right off.
You know.
Unless you're into a very specific set of things.
Touche. Drink, you blackguard.
I've lost the plot.
It's
That
just
implies there was one.
That
dude's getting
last
drunk.
joke has a lot of different new connotations in this realm as well. Just
Yeah.
okay.
Listen, we just need a chapter to waffle, and this was the chapter.
Excellent. If we're going chronologically here again, them two are gonna be just getting drunk at the Empty Raven. I don't know.
We'll say
how I'm
Bernie
gonna
doesn't
confront
fully.
Jessamine.
We'll say Bernard doesn't fully catch up with Jarvis, just in case it's like, I may need to do something about this tonight. So probably drinks until Jarvis actually passes out, given that he's like a dozen drinks ahead.
Avalon is going to confront Jessamine. Just FYI.
Do I get Jarvis's
When we
note
get
before
there.
that?
Yeah, sure. Yeah. We'll say the little drunken paper stinky cheese man makes it to you before Avalon makes their
Oh
way.
dear.
Clambers up onto Jessamine's desk and pulls out another piece of paper from somewhere and just says, "Message for you."
Thank you, little one.
Though the fact
Go to
that
sleep.
the canon in D minor that's playing right now is really
Will you marry me?
giving
Oh,
me-
it's gonna change.
okay. It's leading me to a different way that this
Gonna
conversation is about to go.
change.
Okay, just making sure. Avalon walks in. Wait a second.
It's a trap.
It's a trap. Not again, mother. Not again.
It's an elaborate ruse.
The annulment just went through from the last one.
Raleigh? Is that you?
Really? What? Where's George? No, you. I am ready for it. You tell me when they enter.
What does it say? What does it say?
It reads, "Sorry, deleted your student files."
Oh.
Laird cross nose.
Fuck.
Whoops. And there's like a bit of ale on the corner of it.
You need an intervention. It's gonna burn it. Not the cheese, man. You can stay. You take a nap.
I think Avalon shows up maybe later in the evening as like everything is sort of assuming like around the same time all the drinking is going on because they're drinking. It's probably past dusk at this point. Avalon shows back up and just because you have like your own private room, right?
Mhm.
At the manor at the
Yes.
castle. Yeah,
Yes,
I think you
quarters.
just like do.
Who is it?
Avalon Cross. May I come in?
Of course, my lord. One moment. Pulls gloves on. Open the door. What can I do for you this evening?
Oh, I have a few questions for you.
Right?
Do you mind if we speak in private? If not, we can step out for you.
I don't mind at all.
Wonderful. Closes the door.
Can I fetch you something
Just
to
a bit.
drink?
No, not at all. Jessamine, I hope you don't mind me calling you that. Only because I don't believe Miss Booker would be appropriate.
And why is that?
Because I've been doing a bit of research and looking into your background, and there is no Jessamine Booker. Not in any... That got really dramatic, sorry.
It was
changing that.
perfectly timed. Continue.
Not in any records I could find at the college. Not anywhere.
Well,
So considering...
I'm afraid someone's mistaken then.
Perhaps. Or perhaps you're not quite who you say you are.
And what reason would I have to lie?
Well, I don't have any proof, unfortunately. But I do have a suspicion that you may be lying because if my mother were to find out who you really are, well, at the very least, she'd have you thrown in the castle dungeons here. Yes, we do have those. And executed at the dawn. She's never been one for paperwork. Likes to do things off book. I can't imagine she'd be thrilled with knowing that a Blackwood is tutoring her daughter.
You're smarter than I gave you credit for.
Most people have that misassumption of me. I only have one question for you. Why are you tutoring my sister? You see, I thought this whole thing, the only reason I started looking in the first place, is because I thought my mother might have hired you to turn Morgan against me.
There is no amount of money that your bitch mother could pay me to turn to her whims.
Well, Miss Blackwood, I believe this is the first time we might have seen eye to eye then.
What do you want to know?
I'll start with everything.
That will take a very long time.
She looks around and walks over to the corner. I assume there's a chair or something. Turns it, sits and faces, keeping their distance from Jessamine a little bit, because who knows. But sits calmly, says, "Please, I'm very well rested. I have nowhere else to be."
The short version, then.
All right, if you must.
Well, frankly, Laird Cross, I must. I don't trust you. Yes, I'm Blackwood. And I can prove it. She pulls off her gloves and holds up her hands, and on the palms of her hands are tattooed transmutation circles. Thus the gloves.
Is that hereditary or?
Yes.
To what end? I'm not familiar with Magicks myself.
It's a very powerful magical line. My family is particularly known for transmutation. They're very noticeable, you see, in good society.
Thus the gloves.
Indeed.
Well,
My family was run out of this town.
for what
Unfairly.
reason?
And due to false accusations by your mother. We lost everything. Family of mine were arrested. I had to leave the university.
With these false accusations of the assassination.
It's not true.
Really?
Really.
A shame.
It's one word for it. Your mother ruined my life. I aim to prove it.
Thus, entering her employ, attempting to find her secret journal depicting her nefarious schemes.
Not necessarily. Even if she used magic, it always leaves a trail.
And if you did have this proof that your family was wrongfully accused of assassination by some sort of conspiracy by my mother, what then? Do the Blackwoods hold any noble title? Do they supplant the Crosses as their rightful placeholders?
I wanted to return to the way things were. Our families were equal once. And I believe your mother was threatened by that.
That should make sense.
I don't wish to do what you did to me. I may be a liar, but I'm not cruel. I want my home back.
You spent a great deal of time with Morgan.
Yes.
Do you genuinely love the girl?
As if she were my own.
I believe you. It's probably no secret around this house, hold no love for my mother. I have no love for my name, my title. The only thing that I care about is that Morgan has a happy and bright future. And I don't believe she can do that with the way things currently are.
Well, it would be much easier to achieve if you would stop undermining me at every turn.
Well, you have to admit it is very suspicious when I found out that you were not who you said you were. And the whole don't trust a woman wearing gloves shtick.
I told you I was well read.
I had my reasons for being suspicious of you, as I'm sure you do of me. But I believe we could accomplish something together. Since I hold this secret over you, I doubt you'll go to anybody with this. But I'd like us to be on the equal playing grounds. The Arcanum Populi. Are you familiar with them?
Vaguely.
What are your thoughts?
Magic for the people.
That is the byline. What are your thoughts?
I think any other way of doing things is cruel and unfair.
Three nights hence, 8 o'clock. Meet me out front of the estate.
All right.
I have some people that I believe you'd like to meet.
You do know, Laird Cross, that if I disappear or turn up dead, you were the last person to see me alive.
You would think that I would stoop to such measures?
I don't know. But I know who your mother is.
Well, the way I see it, you have no reason but to trust me right now. Because either I do tell my mother, in which case exactly what you say happens, or I don't. And you can meet me in 3 nights and find out why.
Deal.
Mr. Hawke.
What of him?
Your relationship. Lovers? Co-conspirators?
Why do you care?
Curious.
School friends.
He seems very loyal to you, to his own detriment. If you speak with him, tell him I apologize for any difficulties he had with the professor.
All right.
I believe this has all been a wild misunderstanding, Miss Booker. And I hope we can clear the air. I'll see you around the house. And
May I ask
stand
something
up.
of you?
As they're at the door, they turn. Yes.
Leave my cousin out of this.
Fair enough. As long as you agree the same for Morgan,
Wouldn't dare.
then we're on the same page. And Avalon leaves.
I would like to spend a monologue token, if I may.
Okay.
Also, Alex has their
well, I
hand
want
up.
both of you, but I can only I can really do one at a time.
Both of us have monologue to the cycle.
You have. Never mind.
Because I was going to spend one on Savannah too.
Forget that I
I
said.
do have a token I would maybe like to spend. I'm trying to think how exactly this would go about happening, but I really want Morgan to have been listening at the door the whole time.
Oh no.
Oh, who does this more affect? Shit. I mean, I'm gonna say that it is more of a detriment to Jessamine than anything else. So just straight up, like from the word go, she heard the whole thing.
I think maybe because my interpretation of things was that Avalon had been knocking on her door pretty hard to start things off, and so maybe Morgan had been on her way to ask Jessamine something when she saw her older sibling going in.
Jessamine, are we amenable to this?
Yes. I think with the understanding that maybe the full scope
Sure.
is kind of lost on Morgan, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she's old enough to at least have an understanding of what they're talking about, so. Yeah. I'm game.
Okay. Take a token.
Does Avalon notice anything when
That's what
they're
I'm trying
leaving?
to figure out if she gets caught.
I almost think that's more interesting.
I mean, I think it's fun.
Yeah. Maybe Avalon sees her like ducking around the corner at the end of the hall, like trying to get away.
Mm-hmm.
And Avalon would chase after.
A mad chase occurs at the Cross Castle.
Well, like Avalon, obviously much larger and longer legs. I think
strides.
catches up like easily, like in the foyer, like at the base of the stairs, like grabs her by the arm, like maybe a little more roughly than they would normally and stuff, and just like kind of like panicked that Morgan, like, why is she running away? Like, what's going on? And just like grabs her. Says,
You're hurting me.
Morgan, what are you doing here?
I wanted to ask Miss Booker a question, and I saw you go in, and I thought it might be quick, so I waited around.
What did you hear?
I think I heard everything you were saying.
Morgan. Come on. Like, Avalon just leads her up the stairs back to her room. Like, goes to close the door, like, checks both ways down the hallway and closes the door behind and just says, Morgan, do you understand what you heard?
I don't know. It was...
Morgan, I am not angry with you. And, like, gets down on, like, a knee in front of her and says, I'm sorry. You must forget what you heard.
I think I understand that Miss Booker is someone whom Mother would not like, but... Am I really just to forget that you hate our family? Do you hate me?
No. Morgan. What I'm doing is for you. You'll grow to understand in time the burdens that our mother has placed upon us and the terrible things that she has done in the name of propriety. But I understand this is too much of a burden for you right now, and I'm sorry for this. And Avalon, placing a hand on the side of her cheek, tries to draw the memories out of her of the last like 30 or 45 minutes into the ring that they use to store their own memories.
Okay. So this would need to be a magic.
And I'm willing to say that something goes wrong here.
So you want to take a token.
I don't need to take a token, but I think it's more interesting. I'm going to take a token.
All right. So Morgan being the subject of said magic, Alex, why don't you pick from the right-hand side? What are we thinking?
I mean, it feels like the juiciest, most obvious choice here is how do you hurt someone important to you?
Yeah. I think the effect here of like trying to draw the memories out and stuff, like, it's obviously a burden on her mind, and like, and Avalon is panicked right now and realizing that can't let Morgan live with the secret, and she's too young to understand, and plus if Mother finds out anything, the whole jig is up. And I think in that panic probably draws the memories out too aggressively, too quickly, and I think Morgan just... So what I would say here is going to sound like a cop-out, but I think Morgan like passes out. Like she's just like completely just like laid out in that moment. It's like, will recover, but it's like the energy that is drained from her is going to take some time. I think the real like hurt here is like has caused Morgan pain, which to more than anyone is going to hurt Avalon, because realizing what they have done and what the risk that they have put her through, and is going to have to like live with that guilt now of like, as easily as that I was willing to hurt my own sister, and like I'm the one that's supposed to be protecting her and all that stuff, but maybe like she's going to be like essentially have like flu-like symptoms and stuff, and have like be very like tired and stuff for like the next few days or something like that. It's going to be just like laid out in bed.
I'm down for that. I'm gonna say it's a bad flu. I'm gonna say she's laid up for several days.
Yeah.
I think that's a fair equivalent exchange.
Because I don't want to give her like any permanent or lasting things, because I don't feel comfortable with that. But yeah, but I think more so like she's laid out for a couple of days. Avalon knows it is their fault, and they're the only ones that know it's their fault, and now has to like live with that guilt. Of like, it could have been a lot worse.
Yes, Abby.
Yeah, spend token to be eavesdropping.
Come on.
You ran
I'm gonna have
off
to
down
chase
the
you
hallway.
Not gonna chase you down the hallway and
You
take
ran.
your memories.
Can I spend a token to be listening?
Oh no! The stinky cheese man was there the whole time.
I'll say my initial idea for spending a token was to have like a transmogrified Bernie as like a bird or something listening at the window, but I decided Morgan would be more interesting.
No, that is very interesting. Yeah, sure.
I'm just gonna send a little messenger. Hearing
Yeah.
you run off down the hallway.
Yeah. So you'd hear that, and then as soon as they did the spell and said like, "I'm sorry for doing this," and then just kind of just a moment of quiet, they just, oh gods, and like kind of like a bit of panic and moving her to the bed, checking like her pulse and breathing and everything. Stupid.
They're a little worried. I will say again, like she's pale, she's clammy. She appears like she is very ill.
Unless she does anything, Avalon like stands for a moment, like thinking, and then just like it goes to leave the room, and going to find like, I don't know if they'd have a doctor on call like at the house, or if they would just like there'd be somebody in town that they'd call upon. So like
be like a doctor that would come like make house calls for sure.
Yeah, Avalon would go down to one of the staff and would ask them like, please call on Dr. So-and-so, like have them come out immediately. Morgan is ill.
They send for the doctor. Our girl will be well tended to, but will be suffering the symptoms of magic sickness, unbeknownst to anyone else. Anything else going on in the Cross Castle? I shouldn't keep calling it the Cross Castle. I know you actually named it.
Iron Hand Estates, or Iron Hand Castle.
Iron Hand Castle. Excellent. Anything else at Iron Hand?
No, as soon as Avalon is just a mess until like the doctor gets there, and it's still like there. I don't think Avalon sleeps that night. It's just like up with the doctor, checking. Doesn't even tell their mother. Like doesn't care enough about mom or anything to tell. And I don't know if she would overhear anything or if one of the staff would go there. But like, she's probably the last person that finds out about any of this.
Very fair. Anything else for I had a fun idea, but it doesn't seem appropriate for the time. Maybe later. Anything else for our drunky friends over at the pub, or for Ms. Jessamine?
Bernard, how's your schedule looking for like next week or so?
I mean, I've got some openings, yeah. I've also got some appointments, but should be able to work around them.
Guest lecturer spot opened up. If you want to do it then.
Alright, okay. Yeah, I know. Hadn't had this conversation with Professor Wilmore yet, but ought to be able to just gonna have to double check which if it overlaps with my appointments, but might be able to put something together by then.
Good man.
Looks to Heidi. I'll just get him into a carriage. Or should I just leave him here?
I would beg of you, please don't leave him here.
Right. Okay.
Carriage sounds perfectly acceptable.
Yeah. All right.
You need a hand?
Oh, I'd appreciate it.
Right. She'll cast something. Sort of lighten the air around him and just sort of get him lifted up.
Mom, I don't
Tossed out
want to
into
learn
a
how to
carriage.
pick locks today.
Well, dear, you have to learn sometime.
No.
I don't know if that's what Mrs. Hawke sounds like.
No. That's what Grandma Hawk sounds like.
You get him tossed into a carriage. Jarvis, you drunkenly stumble back to the college. Stumble your way back to your private rooms. And waiting there for you is Professor Wilmore.
Oh, fuck.
Does he say that out loud? Is he so drunk that
Does he have the well? I'm trying to figure out if he has
"Oh, fuck.
the wherewithal. No, yes, I think for comedy's sake. Professor!
I don't know if I've been greeted by such a display in quite some time. I don't know whether to be complimented or insulted.
I was completely off guard, taken aback by your beauty as I opened the door.
Oh, shut up, Hawke. Sit.
He does so.
Lad Cross came to see me today.
I heard.
Jarvis, I would ask this of you. If you are to be looking at previous students' research for your own purposes, completely understand. Just don't trip the fail-safes. A completely blank set of records is extremely suspicious, to say the very least.
I apologize. Completely. I filed the
your
paperwork.
apology will be accepted as soon as you complete all the paperwork so that the backups can be put in place.
You know they hate me down in records. They're going to make me jump through so many hoops.
Oh, jump. They say jump and you pull out the flying spell, my friend.
Yes, Mum.
On a more precarious note, of all people, you do not need to be tipping your hand to let cross. Do you understand me?
Yes, ma'am.
Them and the rest of that arcanum filth don't need to be knowing any of our business here. Do you understand me?
Yes, should I inform the team that we'll be going through some protocol changes?
Yes. Immediately.
All right. That will be reserved for another time when I'm far more sober and more alert.
Yes, get some water. Get some rest.
I have to keep up the facade of being a hard ass anyway.
It takes work, I'm sure. Jarvis,
Yes.
don't disappoint me again.
I perish at the thought of ever disappointing you again, Mum.
Good. Good night.
Good night.
And she shall exit the room. I think that's a good spot to end, unless we have any more visitations. You see that? You give me things, and I put them in my pocket, and then I wrap them in barbed wire, and I hit you with them later on. That's always my plan.
Was just thinking maybe Bernard tries to flirt with Heidi after they get Jarvis in a carriage, but I don't know if that needs to go anywhere.
I mean, I'm all about it. What do you got? We got 15 minutes. I only need 5 for wishes and stars. What do you got?
So I think it starts with, do you know what got him so deep in the drink tonight? I got little bits and pieces, but he was already very far gone by the time I got here.
I wouldn't presume to understand the inner workings of Mr. Hawke's mind.
Sure, but I mean, as an experienced and extremely proficient barkeep, you must have some understanding of your client's dispositions.
I see a hand raised.
I was just gonna say, it's a smash cut to Jarvis's mind. It's a mechanical monkey smashing symbols together.
Thank you. I have my opinions and my thoughts, Mr. Sinclair. Whether or not they are for your enjoyment is something else entirely.
Oh.
Why?
First
Do you have
off,
a
let me
particular
say,
interest in Mr. Hawke's? The inner workings of Mr. Hawke's brain?
first off, let me say that I think I would find enjoyment in anything you chose to do with me. But secondly, that he is I suppose a friend. I understand that might garner some gasps in polite society around these parts, but he's a decent enough fellow, and he's clearly in a bind, and I want to do what I can to help him.
Fairly certain he got some bad news earlier today.
So I gathered. You wouldn't happen to know if there are snakes and lions in any of the family's heraldry around here? Do you all still do heraldry, or did you all give up on that a few hundred years ago?
Oh, the old lot still do it. That's for certain. Was that heraldry, or was that just like the weird inner workings of Jarvis's mind?
I assume just the weird inner workings.
It's the weird inner workings of Jarvis's mind, and we'll talk a little bit after.
Okay.
I definitely noticed some animals being mentioned from the letters, but
Not that I'm aware of, love, no. Suffice it to say, I think it will be just fine.
I hope so too, but see, this is one of the reasons I wanted to leave America and get away from all the stupid politicking, but it seems like it's worse over here.
You came to the wrong place.
So I'm gathering, but at least there are plenty of lovely individuals with which to distract myself.
You keep throwing around those sweet words. You're gonna start attracting bugs.
Miss Heidi, you are doing yourself a great disservice if you're calling yourself a bug.
If you weren't as good at that as you are, I would greatly dislike you.
I'm told it's one of my more annoyingly charming qualities, or charmingly annoying, depends on who you ask.
Let's go with the first one, see where it takes us.
I'll drink to that.
She'll allow you to flirt with her a little bit longer. You've earned it.
We'll continue with that and, see about a drink, but we'll also probably leave her for the evening unless she makes her interest extremely clear. Which I don't think it gets to that point yet.
Nah, that's not Heidi's game. What I'm gathering from the Booker ladies, that ain't Heidi's game. Alright. You've intrigued Ms. quote-unquote Booker at the bar. Any other visitations before we wrap things up for the evening, my friends? That's a good place to end, I think. Excellent. All right. Well done, everyone.
I'm gonna have to kill the professor.
Oh, she's the head of the college.
But
Don't
she
know
knows.
what to tell you.
She
Well,
knows.
yes, because people have been listening into your conversations.
Jarvis
Like,
knows.
since episode 1.
Gonna have to kill Jarvis.
That's the joke, Val. I want you to.
That's gonna be the duel.
Dun dun! Dun. I love it. So excellent. Let's go around. We'll do our wish, our star, and and promote any other shenaniganery that you may have going on the internet, folks. We'll start with Al.
Hello. I am Val at the Kraken's Crown on Twitter and Twitch. You can find me here all the time, all over the place. You're on GGK. I don't have anything cool to promote. So, stars and wishes. I mean, I think the star will have to go to to RJ slash Jarvis. Just all the negotiating with the tokens and like getting to like fuck with that a little bit. I definitely made that a lot more interesting. So I really enjoyed getting a little bit of the runaround with looking for this this evidence that Avalon needed, even if they eventually got there. That was very fun. And then wishes. Oh boy. I mean, my wish is to see all of this, to finally find out what's going on with this secret organization that Jarvis is a part of. Because I got to know. That's it.
Excellent. Let's go to Savvy.
That's me. Hello. I'm Savvy. I'm at Savvy Seaworth on Twitter and Twitch. I'm here most of the time. And Val lied when they said they didn't have anything cool to promote. But I'll do it for them because for the next week or two on Wednesday nights at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Time, we will be on LB Hack'emup's channel, twitch.tv/LB Hack'emup, playing Monster of the Week, where I play a monstrous dryad with green hair, and Val plays a pararomantic, and it's very fun and cute, and we're trying to save the lake. I am also, for the next couple of weeks on Mondays, on twitch.tv/Colonomicon at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, playing A-State, and can come hang out with the troublemakers of Mire End. It's really, really fun. That's all of my stuff. My star today is Alex letting us really beat up on both of his characters. I quite enjoy playing the Baroness, and Bernard's endless optimism is wonderful, and I love it. And my wish is for Avalon and Jessamine to have a real conversation.
Real conversation. I will say that I got to mark confrontation off because we did accomplish that.
We did.
We did. Let's go to RJ.
Hey everybody, I'm RJ. As I said earlier, rjustice22 on Twitter and Twitch, where I will post whenever I'm live anyway. Everywhere. First episode of our D&D 5e campaign over at Open for Adventure should be up and running on YouTube, so catch that. I've got -2 intelligence in that game, and it's so good just to turn my brain off. Stars and Wishes. Stars to Val. The grilling scene, I was just like, oh boy, here we go. I'm gonna have to talk my ass out of this one. Ah.
It was really good. Got to use my ace attorney.
Objection. What is the vine? Your Honor, objection. Overruled. Jarvis should have just did that, honestly. Wishes. Give me a magical duel. I've got a great ace up my sleeve, and it's gonna be tragic.
No killing anyone.
No, just me.
RJ.
Yes.
Magical duel on the list. Done. And Alex.
Hello, Alex, OMG, some guy on the internet. Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Saturdays here. This Saturday being one of those sometimes. Gosh, I think my star for tonight is that we finally have, even though there's the wish for Avalon and Jessamine to have a real conversation, that we are at the point where they can have a real conversation.
Hey, great.
And then wish. Ooh. I want to see the scene where Jarvis is leading the hit squad against the Arcanum Populi and finds maybe all three of the rest of us, just some of us, at the scene and has to figure out what to do with that.
Oh, damn. Okay. SWAT scene.
God, why am I leading the SWAT scene again?
Jarvis.
Saturday I had to lead a SWAT scene.
Against your friends. Well, because, you're basically owned by the professor. It happens. And hello, I'm Christina Sid. I've been running these shenanigans for you this evening. Well, not running, more guiding. Or herding. We'll go with herding. You can find me here several nights a week on GGK, next to which being on Friday, 8 o'clock Eastern for Neon Souls. I'm here on Saturdays, every other Saturday. I'm here on Sundays. It's all good times. And you can also find me at Stella Luna this Saturday at 2 o'clock Eastern. Again, I will get to play this game. They don't know what's gonna hit them. I'm the only one that has ever played or played along in this game before. Good luck, friends. It should be a lot of fun though, and it's for charity. So 2 o'clock Eastern, twitch.tv/StellaLuna. Come check it out. My star was Jessamine just coming out with, I'm not gonna do a damn thing your bitch mother tells me to do. I died. RJ had to take his headphones off. It was intense, and it made me very happy. Thank you for that. My wish. My wish is that we get to know a little bit more about the politics of groups like the College of Wizardry and the Arcanum Populi. Because I think that's going to come into play very soon. On that dark and disturbing note, thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with us tonight. We will be back with this game in 2 weeks. Thursday, 8 o'clock Eastern. That will be... Oh my goodness. Will that be in March yet? That's scary. Not quite yet. The 19th to the 27th. Woo! Fun. But next time we'll be live will again be tomorrow at 8 o'clock for Neon Souls, Cyberpunk goodness on the Cypher system. Come check that out. But until next time, good game and good night, Internet.